125th Street in Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And we teach blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, our culture, our history, which is found in the scriptures, in the Bible. And in this Bible is our records. These records only pertain to the Israelites and to no one else. And this book should not be taught by no one other than the priests and prophets of the Most High. And the reason why we don't condone anyone else teaching, because the things that's being taught today in these Christian churches and in these other institutions have misguided our people and taught our people a false way, and has caused our people to continue in error and cause our people to continually be destroyed. So our job is to bring each other together and to take them out of their transgression and stop us in our path of destruction. So we can't do that if we have our Christian pastors and leaders misguiding our people. It makes our job that much more difficult. However, we're up for the task because it's something that we enjoy doing. It's something that we are called to do and that the Most High requires us to do. You understand? So in the Isupk, we reach out to our brothers and sisters. We let them, you know what I'm saying? We make sure that we understand these records and these scriptures, because you're not going to find a love for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians like you're going to find in the Isupk.
Right.
Our love is unmatched, undoubtedly perfect, and there is no love like the love that we have for our people. We have so much love, we're willing to be like the Kentucky 8 and put our life on the line just to get these messages across. We are willing to absolutely die on these streets for you to get this information. There is no boundary that we won't cross for you to understand what it is and what it's going to take for you to survive these times, man. And that's something that you should definitely take heed to and appreciate, man. Because what we're building is a nation of people who are willing to serve the Most High, man. Nobody in this school is doing anything by force. Every brother, every sister that you see that comes from under this banner of the Isupk, we do everything because this is our choice and what we want to do. You understand? This is our will. It's not our will because we're following the will of the Most High. But our will is aligned with the will of the Most High. We're not going against our Father's will. We are giving into his will, right? So in order to do that, it's going to take everyone playing their part, right? There can't be a bunch of individuals running around with their own philosophies, their own understanding, their own ideas. It takes you to be a well-oiled machine, and a well-oiled machine is all working towards the same goal. Everybody's on the same page, fighting for the same outcome. And our outcome is the salvation of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We want to end the senseless slaughter of our people here in America, where we see it countless. Every time you turn on your goddamn news stations, you're seeing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans being killed, being senselessly murdered for no reason, man. All because of an interaction with our oppressor, man. And this is something that you're not gonna go at this alone. It's not gonna be able to be overcome by just an individual or somebody by themselves. It's gonna take a collective, a group. And we're gonna bring that out today, because what you see each and every day, you see our classes go live, you see brotherhood, sisterhood, you see unity, you see a group of individuals who have one mind, who work together, who move on one accord. And we're going to bring this out in the scriptures because it's important that we follow the orders of this Bible. This Bible is written to give you the oracles of life, to give you instructions. In this book, it teaches you how to live, how to survive the times that we in, how to handle your family, how to handle each other, how to handle your interaction with the Most High. All of these things we can get from this Bible, man. And if you follow it correctly and you follow it to the T, your salvation is almost guaranteed, man. So let's start off with if you could pull for me Ecclesiastes 4:10. Baba Kasha.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Start in verse 9.
Okay. Verse 9. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth.
So 2 is better than 1. Why do you think the Bible is saying 2 is better than 1? What is it talking about when it said 2 is better than 1? We talk about math? Are we just talking about numbers? Or what are we talking about? A rock?
Because you can get more work done with the more hands that you have. And then also, when there's one that falls, there's always someone, you have someone to lean on to help pick you back up. And it's easier to get back up with assistance than it is to do by yourself.
Right. So what does that mean for the people that's out in the world that's saying, I have a personal relationship with God? They're saying, well, I don't believe in, no organization. I can do it by myself. How does this scripture apply to them?
Well, like all of their fallings and shortcomings is just because, like what they saying isn't true, because if they really was, having a relationship with the Most High and whatnot, first and foremost, they would be here in the Isupk. So then that way, when they have their shortcomings, they'd have, the brothers and sisters in the school to be able to pick them up whenever, they have an issue. But when they do have an issue out in the world, basically they just have their Christian pastors telling them, oh yeah, just keep on with that tithe money and just pray and just pray and just pray and give me that tithe money.
And what you're bringing out is definitely so heavy. Also, too, to add to that, when you think of someone that's saying, I don't need anybody to teach me how to read the Bible or about God, I have a personal relationship with God, what they also are saying is they're able to do whatever they want to do. They have no sense of accountability for their actions. So nobody is there to tell them if what they're doing is wrong. They don't want to receive correction.
Right. That's
what you also going to get from having more than one, right? You're going to have somebody that can say, hey, man, don't go there. Don't go do that, bro. Like that path right there is going to lead you to destruction. That right there is going to cause you to have heartache, pain, suffering. You get what I'm saying? You have a system of checks and balances. That's why even the heathen nations like the United States have a system where they're not just totally relying on one person. Because they know if that one person make up in his mind, right, that he wants to do some crazy stuff and be a total tyrant, you understand? They have to overrule on that, right?
Right.
So when you're in a system where you have more than one, you're able to put your ideas up against someone else's ideas, and you can see if that idea is actually a winning solution. You know what I'm saying, to your problem. But like the scripture said, if you by yourself, you're going to live and die with that decision that you make on your own.
Right.
You don't have anyone that's going to allow you to, you understand, is going to tell you what you're doing is wrong. Because in your mind, you only have yourself. You get what I'm saying? So we can apply this to so many situations in our life, right? Dealing with your family. You got your family, right? And your family is pretty much, they condone sex before marriage. You know what I'm saying? They look at it like, well, you should live and try something out. You know what I'm saying? Prior to you being committed to it, right? So in that scenario, you have an unrighteous collective group. You know what I'm saying? Right. So in that scenario, you giving people with different, they're not on one accord. Because you in your mind, you might think like, well, damn, I don't want to keep messing with, multiple people. So many young girls, they feel like, you know what I'm saying, they found love when they first meet the guy. But here it is your mother or your father telling you like he's not the one. I don't want you to be with him. You get what I'm saying? So in that mind, they're not on the same page. You get what I'm saying? So they're actually working against each other in division. So in the world, you got people that's coming together, but it's all in the spirit of unrighteousness. You know what I'm saying? The things in their mind frame when they come together, they doing something wicked. You know what I'm saying? They're not coming together with a union of people that understand how to solve real problems, how to help the community, how to help each other. They're just people that's always came up with their own ideas. So they're gonna pass those ideas off to their children, right? So if you're in your mind, you grew up and you like, well, I slept around, so and then I found the person I love. You're gonna teach that to your kids. But if they had someone who was righteous, who they depended on, who they could go to and they could bounce that idea off and they could tell you like, no, it's not wise for you to be promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? It's better for you to just wait and find the right person.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Instead of the opposite of what your parents taught you. You know what I'm saying? Well, keep loving until you find the right person. You understand? So when it comes to us speaking on these scriptures, man, these scriptures are a guideline for us to follow that's going to be foolproof. You understand? We understand that when we fall, we leaning on each other because we all have the same mentality. You know that you can depend on this person for good advice because even if they not necessarily a perfect example of that, they know the right thing to say. You get what I'm saying? Your parents might not be a perfect example, and they might still tell you the wrong thing. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna show you that they're not a perfect example because of their life, and the advice that they're giving you is not going to be the perfect example because clearly they're not following it themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be hard to listen to people in the world and depend on them when you fall. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that we always remember that being alone out here in this world and relying on yourself and your teachings and your upbringings necessarily ain't the right way to go. You get what I'm saying? You want to go with someone who is righteous, who is wise beyond their years because they study the books of wisdom. And one of the best books of wisdom is going to be this Bible, man. So I couldn't listen to someone who is telling me all this earthly wisdom, but yet they don't understand these scriptures. They don't apply this because it ain't too much wisdom that you can give me. You know what I'm saying? That don't apply, that don't come from here, some form or another, where it was written before. Even if somebody do tell you something, people always said this before. I've heard that. You know what I'm saying? It's better to work together. You know what I'm saying? That's a corporate model. That's in teamwork. That's in sports. You know what I'm saying? To move as one. But it resonates different when you hear it from the Most High. When you hear it from the men of the Lord. They're gonna give you they're gonna make it come to reality. You know what I'm saying? The way you can apply it in your life to where it makes perfect sense. Is that it on that? On 10?
But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up.
Right. So once again, like we said, man, if you by yourself and you out here in the world and you trying to go through your dailies, you understand, by yourself, it's gonna be hard, man. Excuse me. Woe is death and destruction, man. You're gonna continue down the path of death and destruction if you fall off, if you fall short, or if you somehow be wounded, or you understand, go through a hard time, man. I can speak, like I say, for myself. When I go through my hard times, I can lean on my brothers, man. You understand? It's because I have aligned myself with the men of the Lord who understand it is a righteous thing to help each other, man. To be together as opposed to be in opposition with one another, man. All right, so we're gonna drop that and we can go to actually we can skip down and go to verse 12. Same chapter, verse 12.
Verse 12. And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken.
What does that mean?
So like if one person comes against the two, it's two against one. Odds are against the one, and the threefold cord is not quickly broken. So that's just like kind of just going back on the more numbers that you have. Like if you have, if you fold up two cords together, like it's a little bit easier to break than a threefold cord. The more fold, basically the more folds that you put into it, the stronger the cord will be.
Okay, so facts. So also what you can apply that to. So you saying you thinking of a literal cord, right? And the strength of like it being cord.
On how it translates to.
Yeah. So let's say like what's a better example that we could use, right? Let's say in a family structure, right? If we have a husband and a wife, they're able to get things done, right? They're able
Right.
to, you got two incomes coming in, right? So let's say that one thing that's afflicting that family is poverty, right? Let's say
Right.
poverty is afflicting the family. So if you got one person bringing in one income, then poverty might overcome you.
Right.
You may find yourself wounded, or you understand on the outside looking in and wanting and still needing help and not being able to provide for yourself and your family, right?
Right.
However, let's say you have two incomes coming in. You have a mother and a father bringing in money, right? Now you have two people able to tackle one problem, right? That one problem is we don't got enough income coming in our household. We can't pay our bills. We can't pay lights, rent, gas, food, clothing. You get what I'm saying? So now you got two people facing that problem, right? Because both parents are working. Both parents are bringing in an income. Both people are attacking one problem. Let's say you add now children to the fold, right? Now you have a family structure where it's not just mother and father. You have kids. Now they can go out and go become the LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, the whoever, you know what I mean, and make it and bring in that income. Now, not only do you had your mother and father starting off, now you had an extra help bringing in more income. Now y'all have overcame to the point to where now you can help others. You get what I'm saying? So when we think of that threefold, we always want to keep it in mind of reality on everything. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you didn't bring reality, but it's not always a battle of let's just fight. We fighting in war, which we know the Lord is a man of war, but there's many different warfares. Spiritually, it's easier for us to do the work, right? Me and you can go out and go tackle a bunch of, work together, just me and you. But it'd be so much easier and it would be so much more beneficial if we had another brother to come. You understand? And while you're doing one role, I'm doing a different role. That person is doing a different role. But we all on the same mind and we all coming together as one to overcome whatever obstacle or whatever our mission is. You understand? We won't be defeated. One thing can't defeat two people. One thing can't defeat three people. You get what I'm saying? That's what that scripture is bringing out. There is no one thing. One-on-one, you could lose that battle one-on-one. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether it be warfare, whether it be affliction, whether it be, you get what I'm saying, poverty, whatever it is, you understand? Whether it be a mission or, objective that a goal you're trying to reach, that goal may fall short you by yourself, one person. You got two people on that goal, you're damn near for sure going, you know what I'm saying, be ahead of the goal, ahead of the curve. Three people on it, it shouldn't be any reason why we can't get things done. You get what I'm saying? So the power is in numbers. And that's what these scriptures are bringing out, man. It's showing you that you trying to do all this stuff by yourself, man, you're not going to succeed in life. Nobody in life has made it anywhere by themselves, man. You
Right.
understand? It takes unity. It takes people coming together and working in a collective, one mind, one body, and one accord, man. You understand? So, and I keep thinking of that sport mentality because, everybody wants to be the greatest basketball player, but what they don't see is behind the scenes is these basketball players have their trainers, you know what I'm saying, shooting coaches, dribbling coaches. You get what I'm saying? That one player has three different people working on three different elements of their game.
Right.
And this is facts. You can look up the story of Kobe Bryant. He called in, I forget the Sham God, I want to say, one of the basketball players. This guy that was good with dribbling, and taught him how to cross over and taught him how to dribble better. Then he had his personal shooting coach that taught him how to shoot. You know what I'm saying? That worked on that one fadeaway move, and each day it'd be something different. But Kobe, we wouldn't have seen the Kobe Bryants, the LeBron James, the Michael Jordans excel to the height in sports if they were just in that gym by themselves,
Right.
freestyling, just doing what they want to do. Now, they had talent. They would be a raw talent. Not saying that they wouldn't be good, but when you got two or more people working on one goal, and that goal was for him to be the best basketball player, you've seen the results of that production. Is because you had multiple people attacking that one goal instead of him going at it by himself. You understand? So, and like I say, we can apply that in so many ways to our life and how to attack this goal that we're trying to reach right now. Right now is time where people is thinking about voting. So you got some people that don't vote, some people that do vote. It's discourse. It's confusion. It's people don't understand that the black, Hispanic, and Native Americans must be on the same page to prevail. If we all our problem is racial injustice in America, discrimination. It's, what I'm saying, police brutality, poverty, you understand, miseducation, or being uneducated or whatnot. You feel me? All of these things we're trying to attack, and we're all trying to attack it different ways. Nobody's coming together. Some people believe we're going to vote our way into prosperity, you know what I'm saying, into a better life in America. Then you have people like us that believe in, first, let's come together. That's the first point. That's what these scriptures is bringing out. It's bringing out that y'all must unify. You got to come together. Before we can even begin to discuss what way to attack these problems, we all got to be on the same page.
Right.
If we sitting here going at the problem different ways, nobody's gonna. You get what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna really be successful because we all have too many different philosophies. You know what I'm saying? Too many different understandings, too many different methods. There's nothing wrong with us as individuals coming together, boom, getting one mind, one body, and we all go attack it in our own way individually, but with all the same goal in mind and the same method that we know how to do. But if we all going at it in different methods, then we're gonna be more fighting at each other because one person is gonna feel like, well, I have the solution. You know what I'm saying? In the 1960s, Martin Luther King had the solution. Malcolm X had the solution. Marcus Garvey, all these people back in those days, and during the civil rights movements, not just the 60s, but the civil rights movement era, they all had their own method. Nobody was on one accord. Everybody was doing it the way they felt like they should do it. And you're seeing slowly each individual failed. You know what I'm saying? It all came to nothing. You know what I'm saying? So what we want to do is understand and respect the union of each other and that brotherhood and the fact that we need to be together, man, working together at all times. And the first union it starts with that family structure, man. That structure of your household. Getting your household in order should be the number one priority in the black community, man. You understand? And we're gonna read up a little bit about that. Let me get Genesis 2:18. We gotta understand that it's important that we get to the root of the orders of the Most High and why He called us to live our life a certain way, man. It's not meant for us to want to do things in a manner in which we're doing it, the way we want to do it. Read it when you got it. Bubble shop.
Book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 18. And the Lord God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him."
Right. So the Lord, this is the time when the Lord was creating the creation process, when He was creating mankind, right? He said that it is not good that man should be alone, right? I will make him a helpmeet. What is a helpmeet? All right.
Someone that helps you meet whatever objective that needs to be accomplished, basically.
Give me a little bit more. Look it up. Look up help meet or meet.
I'll see if it switched to help mate. But
Same thing. I mean,
no, right.
damn near the same thing.
So a helpful companion or partner, especially one's husband or wife.
Right. So in terms of the man being created, right? It's saying that we're speaking on the woman, right? Being a helpful what? Read that again.
A helpful companion or partner.
A helpful companion or partner. So even the Most High in his creation process understood that it was important for us to be together, man, for us to have a man to have a helpmeet, someone, a partner, a companion, someone that's going to help you go through these tasks that the Lord has given him to do and to follow those orders. Think appointed to these tasks by himself. He had someone to help him do the work. You understand? So when we think of our family, all of these so-called single mothers out here who wants to throw away their husbands, right? Because they feel like they can be independent and they can do everything on their own. You're going against the Lord. You're going against the whole creation process of why men, a woman was created. You understand? For a man to become a helpmeet, a companion, a partner, a team. It doesn't say that you should be some strong, independent black woman or independent Hispanic woman. Do it by yourself and don't consult with your husband, or don't have a husband, or don't have a, you know what I'm saying? In the world, they want to say a man or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's meant for you to have somebody. A man and a woman is supposed to be together, helping each other, not in the goddamn house fighting over the TV, over watching whatever show, or fighting over what time he coming home tonight. You understand? Or where you going? Where your husband is going, or what he's doing, or what's in his phone. That's not what you was created for. You was created to be a companion, a partner, a teammate. There should be a goal that your family should have, and you should be trying to reach it. You get what I'm saying? Together. Not, well, I don't like your idea, so I'm not going to go and I'm going to do my own thing. That's division. That's going to cause you to fall. That's going to cause failure. That's not what you're intending. That's not a partnership. You understand? That's not a companion. You understand? A companion is someone who is going to help you prosper, someone who's going to bring something positive. Look up companion for me one time. The water vocal shop. Let's get to the root of these words, man. Stop just throwing this shit around. Excuse my language. But make sure that we understand and we define what we're talking about, man.
You got companion, noun, a person or animal with whom one spends a lot of time, or with whom one travels. One of a pair of things intended to complement or match each other.
Whoa, that's the definition I'm looking for. Read that second one more time.
One of a pair of things intended to complement
each other. What does that mean, to complement each other? All right.
So basically in a way, I want to say glorify, but I'll just look at it.
No, stay. I'm gonna get it for you. So you can stay on companion. I don't want you to.
I could just hit the back button. Go right back to it.
All right, look it up, then. Read this. A thing that completes or brings to perfection. Whoa, that's heavy, man. So read that definition, that second definition, one more time.
One of a pair of things intended to complement or match each other.
Right. Something that's intended to complete or bring to perfection. So this is what your relationship should look like. It should look like the woman and man working together, and that they're complementing each other, meaning they're bringing each other to perfection, man. completing each other. You understand? The root word, I guess, for compliment is complete. You understand? Conclusion. It's being whole. You don't have a life without your wife. I'm not saying you can't have a life, but what I'm saying is you're going to be able to get, once again, two is better than one. You understand? You having that completion, that perfection in your relationship is going to allow you to handle your daily problems and issues so much better. It's going to allow your relationship to flow so much better. You understand? You have to think in terms of, are you complimenting your husband as being a woman? Because a woman was made as a helpmeet, meaning a companion, right? That's what we was at in the beginning, right? A companion, or what was the other one?
Or a match.
Or a match, right? Meaning you're one of the same. You're that's why they say the term a perfect match, meaning we fit each other, we complete each other, we complement each other. You understand? We bring each other to a perfection. You understand? These things, these values and things and these definitions, when you get to the root of what they mean, it all makes sense on what these scriptures are bringing out. Why it's telling you you are a helpmeet. You know what I'm saying? What that means. So women, don't think of your role as something that's small, or you're just some walkover, or just somebody who needs to shut the hell up all the time, which you do need to do that. But it's not just about, you know what I'm saying? It's not just about that. Your role is completion. You have to complete that brother. You understand? You have to compliment him. You have to be, that partner, that teammate that he has, that he can rely on, he can count on to further your family, man. And that's a heavy road. That's not some easy road. And don't think that you can just do that by laying on your back and spreading your legs. It causes for you to be virtuous and for you to have some sort of goddamn sense of direction. And if you don't have sense of direction, that's where you have your husband, to give you a sense of direction. You understand? You don't need to be some know-it-all woman who thinks they know everything, because that's not being a compliment. That's someone trying to outshine one another. That's someone trying to, overshadow the partnership. You understand? The team. And it's not about that. It's about flow, balance. You understand? That's why the scriptures is telling us that two is better than one, and that if you fall, so if your husband is falling, or he's going through a rough time, or he's stressed out, or he's battling something, you have to be there to pick him up in the areas in which he's not able to do or to overcome. You understand? That's why we all have roles. That's why the point of the matter is perfection and completion. You understand? So that's heavy, man. That's heavy. We're gonna get more into the family dynamic, man. First, let's get the structure on in which the Lord set up. Let me get 1 Corinthians 11:3 on this earth, man, for men and women to follow, man.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
So the head of every man is Christ. So every man on the earth should be following under Christ, man. Well, every man that in Israel, right? Every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man should be following Christ, man. Should be in this school, doing the work of the Most High, taking on the duties that Christ left for us to take on. Should be building this nation. Should be continuing the work of Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ, man. That's what every man should be doing. You understand? It's because the head is Christ, meaning Christ is over the men of Israel, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And we know that Christ has commanded us and given us orders to follow, right? So meaning if he's over you, that means he outranks you, right? Or he is your superior, right? There's a structure to the earth. And this is what we're reading. We're reading that structure here in Corinthians, man. In this letter to the brothers in Corinth, man. We're reading that structure, and that structure starts with a man. And over him, he has somebody. So over your husband has somebody he's going to have to answer to, right? He's going to be responsible for upholding a certain creed that to follow and a certain guideline that Christ has set, right? So he has rules. He has things that he needs to follow. He has guidelines. He has a structure. You understand? And it's things that he must do because he is under Christ. And Christ is a man of discipline and a man of structure and a man of, you know what I'm saying, obedience. So your husband has to be obedient to Christ, right? This is the order in which the Lord has set up the earth, man, for Israelites, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, for us to follow. And it starts with your husband or a man in general in our nation following and answering and being obedient and being disciplined. You understand? And listening and following to Christ. Not himself, not thinking about what he wants to do all the time and putting his life first, but he must be obedient to Christ. Right? Continue.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Right. So now, that same man, he is also a head over someone in a marriage, right? And on this earth. That man is the head of the woman. So as a man has to follow Christ and be obedient, be disciplined, you understand? And follow the rules of Christ in the guidelines that he set, his woman has to follow the guidelines that he set. You understand? This is the order that the Lord has set up. So man is answering to Christ. Christ is over him. Christ is giving instructions for us to be perfect, to be brotherly, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, to do the work of the Lord, etc. You understand? Amen. In his family structure, if he's following Christ, he should be doing the same thing, right? He should be following Christ. And now he's giving orders to his woman to be obedient, to be quiet at times. You understand? To not dress like a whore, to not look at other men lustfully. You understand? To not go out and try to undermine him or to talk down upon him. You understand? But to be a woman, you understand? To be loving, to be perfect, to be nurturing, be a mother to your children. These are the instructions that a man, and it may be more than that. A man may need you to go out, work you a job. You understand? And bring in an income. May need you to take care of the kids. May need you to go run to the store. May need you to cook the food, clean the house. Whatever it is, these are the orders. If your husband is giving it to you, you should be following because there is a structure on the earth and that man is over a woman. This is not my words. This is the Most High. You understand? When Christ is over a man, he's giving you instructions, right? He's giving us instructions that we are to follow. And there's going to be consequences if we don't follow the instructions of Christ, right? So in a male and female, in a man and woman's relationship or marriage, right, there is a structure and a man is going to give orders as well because he's over a woman. So you are to follow those orders. It's not for you to disagree, you to go back and forth with the orders. It's not for you to talk crazy to a person because you don't like the way they said it. Now, once again, we're going to get into the man in a second on how he should be with his wife, right? But continue. Is that it on that?
And the head of Christ is God.
Right. And the reason that we listen to Christ and that we follow Christ is because his head is the Most High. Who, if Christ is over the man is over the woman, then we're all, in the Most High is over Christ, then we're all under the Most High, man. You understand? Even that woman as well, with Christ being the head of her husband and her husband being the head of her, the woman is under Christ as well. right? As you can see in this structure, it doesn't put the woman over the man. So any sisters out there that's trying to tell your husband what he should and shouldn't be doing, you can make suggestions. You understand? You can talk to your husband. It's wise to you know what I'm saying, speak to your husband in a proper manner, understanding that your husband is over you. It's wise for you to follow and listen to your husband with the understanding that your husband is over you. You understand? So we had to get that down, because within these partnerships, within these companionships, these completions, and these unions that we have, that we have joined ourselves with, there is rank and there is structure amongst it. You understand? This is not a system that's just designed for you to just come up with your own hierarchy and you try to undermine the workings of the Most High, man. We are here to follow the laws of the Lord and the structure that He's set up. So if the Bible is telling you it's not good, and here's the problem with our women today, man. They would rather, instead of them following this structure, they would rather be alone. Mm-hmm. They would rather suffer the consequences of being by themselves and falling on their face, so they don't have no one to tell them what to do. Right. You understand? But yet they don't understand the importance of it being two is better than one. You understand? So when they fall, they right back. They're gonna fall so hard that it's not even. You see it every day. You see sisters just get destroyed because they don't want to come up under these ranks and in that structure that the Lord has set up with that man being over them. Every woman wants to feel like, well, I can be a leader too. Nobody said you can't. You understand? But when it comes to your dynamic of your household, there is a structure. Your husband may require you to be a leader over a particular situation. But you don't make that decision. You don't say, well, I'm going to just undermine my husband and take it myself. And if he don't want me to do this, I'm going to do it anyway. Right. That's the problem that we face. And like I said, sisters can't get with that. So they would rather be by themselves, and they would rather go through, you know what I'm saying, the heartache and the suffering and the pain and these battles that's designed for two to overcome, maybe even three, meaning a family. You know what I'm saying? You have some kids, you build them up, and they can help attack them same problems. They would rather go at that by themselves or just them and the kids. That way they can be a goddamn tyrant over the children and ruin their life and have them all messed up in the head. You know what I'm saying? Right. So once again, it's important that we listen to these scriptures, man. It is telling us that it is not good to be alone, man. And when you in these structures, man, you have to work with each other, man. This ain't the time for you to be trying to, argue and face all of this uncertainty by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we in uncertain times. We don't know if the American economy is going to collapse tomorrow or stabilize. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's uncertain. We don't know what the hell is coming tomorrow. That's why we having faith in the Lord and we're being obedient. This is the time to have your obedience and to show your discipline with the Most High so He can provide you with what you need and give you that guidance on how to deal with these uncertain times, man. The average person is going to be out here. They ain't going to know how to deal with these uncertain times because their whole life they've been going at everything by themselves. So they're going to try and figure it out themselves. And they're going to go with their own mentality, or they're going to watch some internet video on some nut that's telling them something, and they're going to go with that because nobody was around to tell him he's a nutball. You understand? He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And they'll believe that rather than listen to the Most High. You understand? And the men of the Lord. All because they know the men of the Lord is following that structure we just went by. We're listening to Christ. And they couldn't fathom to have to be up under someone who believes so heavy in this book. This is what everybody hates. Oh, what do you think? Damn what the Bible say. What do you think? No. I think what the Bible says. You understand? Of course I have my own thoughts. You understand? But what does it matter in the grand scheme of things? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. My own thoughts is it depends on what I'm doing and what I want to be interested in. But the Bible gives me that foundation on where my mentality should be, man, where my focus should be. You understand? To survive what really matters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I might one day, you see me on Facebook, I might be thinking about basketball, NBA, and 2K, and Madden, and you feel me? You know, because I'm the greatest in Madden, but that's another topic. But you know what I'm saying? My mind might be somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know, I can't if I'm focused on these type of things or so consumed in how much money I'm getting, and I don't have that discipline on how to survive the uncertainty, have that spiritual presence on how to cope with everyday problems, or have that brotherhood that I can depend on where we all working towards the same goal, then my money ain't gonna get me nowhere. Now I'm gonna have to buy friends in a time where people are worried about themselves.
Right.
Now I gotta go to people who they struggling to survive, and I gotta be like, well, I got money now, so I can pay people, right? I can still pay people. It's gonna be a time where them celebrities and these rich folks, they can't pay people enough to abandon their family and come help you and survive. You get what I'm saying? All the people that's doing that right now, that's all them bodyguards, 6ix9ine guy that he's paying all that money to. Let it be a time where everybody on the streets, when they face one of them riot crowds, you know what I'm saying? Like how they was running them stores and looting, and they see during that time, those celebrities can't come out. You know what I'm saying? Because during that time, ain't no police there to save you. You might run up on a group of people that all got guns. And what you think? Your 4-5 security guard's gonna go take down 30 people with guns? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna survive those times. Your money can't pay. You can't throw people money for them not to come do what they want to you. Some people ain't gonna want money during that time. They just want vengeance. They want blood. You get what I'm saying? So the way you're gonna survive these times is by you sticking together and following the creed and the oracles that the Lord has put before us. You know what I'm saying? But you got closed captioning on?
No, it does that by default.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, so we're gonna drop that. What was that? What was we at with that?
1 Corinthians.
1 Corinthians. All right, so back to that. Let's get Colossians 3:18. Huh? Baba Kasha.
Said 3:18.
Come.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 18. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Lord.
Is that it on that?
On 18, if you want 19.
No, that's good. So it's telling you, wives, submit yourself to your own husbands as what? Read that again, that last part.
As it is fit in the Lord.
Man, what is that saying? Do you know what that scripture is saying? When it's saying submit as it is fit within the Lord?
Basically the way that the Most High had intended, and that's for the women to be the help me, to be that perfect match.
Absolutely. And also you wanted to you're not to submit yourself to some man that's asking you to go be a goddamn prostitute, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it's telling you. If your husband wants to go involve you in some sort of love triangle or goddamn swingers club, that's not what you should submit yourself to, man. If your husband wants to use you to go do some scam, you understand, and you know that that's unlawful and it's going to break the laws of the Most High, that's not what you should submit yourself to. You understand? When it's talking about submit, it's telling you submit yourself to what's fit to the Lord, like the brother said. What the Lord is asking you to submit yourself to, in what capacity, man? In that capacity, in the capacity of your role and your obligation to your husband, man. To being that woman that's loving, not some goddamn monster, man. You understand? Being a woman that's, you know what I'm saying, that a brother can lean on and depend on. You understand? And be there for a pillar of rest. A woman that loves her children is gonna, you know what I'm saying, put her children first, not before her husband necessarily, but when I say first, I'm saying put them in a capacity before herself. You understand? And make sure that her children are, you know what I'm saying, well taken care of, and not going out and going to the club and spending all the money at the club, or laying around and sleeping around because they want to enjoy themselves. You understand? You are to submit yourselves in a capacity that's fit to the Most High, man. That the Lord is requiring you to submit yourself, not into the capacity in which you feel is fit for yourself. You understand? Read 19.
Husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them.
So for you brothers out here, man, you got to love your wife, man, your wives. You understand? And be not bitter against them, man. Don't be sitting there holding grudges. Don't be sitting there, you understand, having a goddamn attitude like a woman. You understand? Love your woman with the type of love that you want to be received, you know, that you want to get. Not the exact type, because it's going to be different from a male and female, but you want to love your woman to where she knows that you love her, that you're thinking about her, that she's important to you, because she is. Remember, she represents completion. You know what I'm saying? She is that compliment to you. So it's okay for you to buy her nice things and do nice things for her and talk to her nicely. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be so goddamn hard all the time and yelling and having a goddamn attitude and being unhappy because the world is a stressful place. We get it. You understand? It's definitely a horrible place for Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. However, you don't go home and take that out on your wife, man. Treat her with respect and have love and compassion for your wife as well, man. If excuse me, if you're gonna give orders or you expect for her to follow things, do it in a way that's, you understand, your wife is not gonna be easily enraged or have an attitude, you know what I'm saying, because of the way you're speaking to her. Learn to speak to your wife with some goddamn respect, man. You don't have to yell or say stuff all demanding or nonchalant or careless. You understand? Deal with each other with being, with some integrity, man, with some dignity. You understand? So once again, man, this is the dynamic of these unions, man. Starting with the family, man. The family is one of the most important structures, and the Bible has laid out a blueprint. And we're just barely tapping into it. You understand? It gets deeper than that when it comes to the male and female dynamic in these relationships, man. Let's go. What was we at? Corinthians? Colossians. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 7:2. Baba Kashab.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife.
Man, first and foremost, man, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife. What is that talking about, Rob?
So basically, like, if a man is in marriage with a woman, like, let that woman only be his. You know, whether it's one or five of them, let them be his.
Right. So in order to keep these marriages, man, intact, there has to be some respect amongst y'all household, man. Men, don't go out looking for these women who's already in entanglements, man.
Right.
Don't look for women who's already in these situations, whether they know they're in a marriage or not. You know better. That's why you in here these classes, to learn about the relevance of sex in a marriage, man. As you know, in regards to a marriage, man. You must know that sex is marriage, man. So these women is out here sleeping with all these men, man. That's not the woman that you're supposed to go look for to be married to, man, or to get involved with, man. These women are already involved with another man, even though she don't know it or she accept that her sexual behavior is a marriage. But you should know that is a marriage. So let that man have his woman, and you go get you a woman that's not, as hard as it may be, having sex with men. You understand? It's not in an entanglement or a relationship or a marriage according to the Bible. You understand? Get your own woman, man. Don't go looking at another brother's woman, man. And brothers in the school, if you're not sure if a sister's involved with a brother, how about that be the first goddamn question you ask? Sister, are you available? Are you in a marriage? Do you have someone that you involved with? Is it a brother in the school? All of these questions that you need to be asking before you reach out to any woman, man. Is it more on that? What was we at?
1 Corinthians 7:2. And let every woman have her own husband.
And let every woman have her own husband, man. Meaning what? Rock.
Like when it's time for them to, like when it's time for you to be with one of your wives, like let it just be, like y'all time type thing. But honestly, I'm not 100% sure how to break that.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Meaning, it doesn't mean that a woman can't share a husband. That's not what that's talking about. What it's talking about is a woman should have a husband that she shouldn't be sleeping around, man, with multiple men. You get what I'm saying? She should have her husband, have her own husband, just one, right? Every woman should have a husband, not meaning they have to be married, but they shouldn't have husbands, multiple. They should have their own husband. They should have one husband. They shouldn't be out here talking about, well, I mess with this guy, and we're not really serious. We just have sex, but it's nothing serious. No, sister, you are married, man. And if you are married, you should be loyal to that one man. You should not go out and turn around and go give that tail up to somebody else, man. You understand? We're gonna drop that, and we're gonna get back on to the woman. Go to let's go to Ephesians, man, 5:22, man. We gotta stay here on this family structure because this is one of the most important unions, man. This is one of the most important companion situation, man. Partnership, man. And this is the one where we as Israelites and as Israel, we fail the most in these situations. Yeah, friends fall out, people don't get along together, but the marriages, when you get a chance, look up how many of legal marriages the percentages in divorce, man. According to them statistics. Huh?
I think it was like in the 40s.
Yeah, look that up for me before you read that.
What was it? Ephesians what?
It's Ephesians 5:22, man. Yeah, pull that for me, man. Got recent numbers or what? According to what year?
It doesn't say what year. It does say that about 40 to 50% of married couples in the United States divorce.
Read that. Read it. See if you can find one like a poll from like a time period. If not, just read what you got.
There's current divorce rate 2020. 60% of couples who get married between the ages of 20 to 25 will end in divorce.
How many? What's the number?
60% of ages 20 to 25.
Get that out. You need help, sis? Opening it. Can one of y'all brothers open that for him when y'all done? For her when you done? So like, yeah, just put that to the side. All right, read those numbers one more time.
60% of couples who get married between the ages of 20 to 25 will end in divorce.
So 60% of couples who are married between the ages 20 and 25, man. So that's more than half, man. End in divorce, man. And I know if we probably go into the black, we get into races, we probably don't even marry legally half the time.
Right.
So we're not even probably a part of a big factor in that. But the point of the matter is most of these marriages, man, fail, man. Is there any other age group they give?
Then it says, well, those who get married after the age of 25 are only 24% less likely to get divorced. So that puts you at 46.
Right. So you said is 24%?
Less likely. So 40. If you're after
36. 36. Yeah, 60. You said 60%.
Oh yeah,
so
36. Yeah.
So at 36%, which is still astronomical, the ages of if you choose to marry when you're a little bit more seasoned, it still ends in divorce, man. That's still high numbers, man. But 60% of you young people who get into your marriages, man, your family put pressure on you. And sis put in there, read that in the chat, I think that's your rib. She put in there some numbers too. So, and why do you think these relationships fail, man? It's because they don't read these scriptures, man. They don't understand the dynamic of these relationships in this union that you're aligning yourself with once you become a union, man. And let's get that in the scripture. Somebody pull for me Genesis 2:24, man.
Or did you still want that Ephesians one?
Yeah, hold that Ephesians. Tazawar, pull for me Genesis 2:24, man. We got to understand how important it is, man. These unions, this marriage that we have, man. This is not for you to go be at odds with each other, man. Y'all have to be on the same accord, man. Y'all have to work with each other and work together, man. Pull that for me, Baba Kashan. Genesis 2:24.
All right.
All right, read it when you got it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
So a man shall leave his mother and his father and cleave unto his wife and become one flesh. What does that mean? Tazawar.
What do you mean? What does it mean?
What does that mean? To leave your family and become one flesh for a man.
It means to get married to a woman.
I understand that part, but what does it mean to be one flesh?
To move on one accord, for her to be under you, for her to follow what it is that you follow. To basically follow the commandments, the law, statutes, commandments that you follow, but underneath you and underneath your rule. Be subjected to you.
Right. Okay. You got more on that? What do you think? All right.
Basically that, like it just goes right back to what we were talking about with being a helpmeet, or companion is being that the perfect match.
Yeah.
So that's your other,
yeah.
As they say, your other half that completes you for
right.
perfection.
Like you said, it goes back to that thought of completion, man. That one flesh, meaning you are a whole body, man, a complete. I don't want to say. We'll just use the term. You are a complete body, man. You're not whole with you being by yourself, man. So it's telling you, read that from the top. It is what for a man to what?
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
So the Most High instructing us to leave our parents, man, as men, and get us a woman and cleave onto her, man, so you can become one, be completed, man. And it goes back to Genesis, hold your point. It goes back to Genesis 2:18 when we said that it's not good for a man to be alone, man. A woman is a helpmeet, meaning companion, completion, and perfection, to bring you on to perfection. That household ain't complete if that's ending in goddamn divorce at a 36% rate or a 60% rate. It's not complete. So it's 60% of these families out here that is not completed, man. You understand? It's not one flesh. That's not whole. So therefore, they're not perfect. Therefore, they're gonna fall, and they're gonna, be succumbed to the goddamn atrocities and the afflictions of America, man. If you're not completed, you're weak. We just read that one can't withstand what two can. You understand? One, the odds are against you, man. You can lose any battle that you face in a one-on-one. Any man can, if you in that ring, it's a boxing ring, you can lose. You understand? You can be trained, well trained and everything, and you can still catch a punch, and it'll be your day. You done lost that battle. But if two of y'all in that ring on that one person, 9 times out of 10, right? That unless neither one of y'all can fight, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have been in the ring in the first place. If you can't fight, and 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get knocked out by that one person, not two people. You understand? But like you said, go ahead. What was your point, though, Tazawar? Like,
Oh, you answered it.
what?
If you were less than a man if you were less because you chose not to have a ring.
Right. And it's not saying that as soon as you're able to have a man, you should just go out and get a man. It has to be careful consideration and that process of picking that mate, man. That's why this school has specific guidelines on men and women who are in the school, you understand, who are in the school, and who have they like each other or courting each other. You know what I'm saying? We have guidelines that require people to work on themselves and to get to know one another, man, instead of just coming together with each other, man, and not understanding the importance of that dynamic. We here to stop that 60% of these marriages from ending, because we understand when the Bible says 2 is better than 1, we want to see these marriages be successful. We don't want to see some sister go back out to the world and face these goddamn afflictions and this oppression by herself. We don't want to see some brother, you understand, out chasing tail, go back to the strip club, spending all his goddamn check on some goddamn stripper, you know what I'm saying, or out there buying whores, you know what I'm saying, because he can't control his sexual appetite, you understand? We don't want to see that, man. We want to see our families be successful, man. That's the point of the Lord giving us this instruction and giving us these guidelines and for us to follow them. It's not a suggestion that you should follow them. It is an order for you to be this way, man. This ain't no suggestions. We know what it's going to bring if you don't follow it. The Lord is very specific on what happens in situations that go against the guidelines that's laid out in this Bible, man. Look at your life. Look at your family life. Look at how you grew up, how your mother and father divorced, and how difficult it was for you to grow up as a kid, man. You understand? Think about what you had when your mom and dad was potentially together, and think about what you had when you was living with your mom, and then you went to go see your dad on the weekend, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It sucked. Your life was a shadow of what it should have been. You understand? And in some cases, we get it. Your mom was toxic or your dad was abusive. So there may be some instances where they needed to be separated. You understand? And those are understanding. You get what I'm saying? Because we are oppressed and we don't have the structure on how to deal with our marriages in America, man. We just figuring things out. We don't have the structure and the order for us to follow, man. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about what was we at on in Genesis, man, you leaving your mother and your father and becoming one, it's important. You know what I'm saying? It's important for you to abide by this structure, man, and to do what you're supposed to do. Do what's necessary in your relationship to make sure you being that man, that head. You have to oversee that this family is a well-oiled machine, man. And you can't let your woman, who is supposed to be your completion, supposed to be your helpmeet, rule over you, and you not take lead and command of your family, man. Because that marriage is gonna fail. That woman is depending on you to be a man, man. Is depending on you to put her in order and put her in check, man. Because the Lord gave you dominion and created you to reign over, you know what I'm saying, this earth, man. And that woman is supposed to help you, man. It's supposed to help you within your conquest, man, throughout this life, man. So once again, man, it's important that we look to this Bible, man, to get our knowledge, our wisdom on how to deal with our family structures and how to function in this society, man. You understand? Where was you at on Ephesians? Give me that Ephesians, man.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord.
Man, submit yourself, women, on your husband as you would submit to the Most High, man. This is how you get. Women always want to know what their role in this priesthood is, man. It's for you to submit yourself to your husband as you are as the Most High, man, as you would to the Lord, man. As you do unto the Lord, meaning what? What does that mean, Rob?
You basically follow under your husband as if, you know, it's the Most High that's, you know, giving you the command himself, or
not quite. Tazawar, you wanna take a stab at it? What does it mean for a wife to submit unto your own husband as unto the Lord? We talked about it earlier, all right?
Same way that we submitted to the Lord's orders, commandments, and statutes is the way that she's supposed to submit to us.
That's more on the lines of it.
There's
The same way that the Lord requires obedience, we talked about that structure, right? Christ gives out orders and requires us to follow those orders. Then you as a man, you're going to give your wife orders, man. You're going to tell your wife things that she needs to do. And your wife is supposed to submit herself just as if she was following a order of the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? Just as if the Lord telling her don't eat pork, and she's like, all right, I'm not going to eat pork because the Lord said not to do it, right? She should submit herself onto you. If you tell her, I need you to go run your ass to the store and go get something. You understand? Submit yourself. Just as if the Lord commanded, and it's not on the same level as a commandment of the Lord, but what it's saying is that same obedience that you have for the Most High and how you restrain from doing it is this, or how you follow His order and do it without thinking twice. Like, I know I'm supposed to do this. That's the same type of obedience and submission you should have to your husband, man. Not think twice. If he tell you to do something, do it, woman. You understand? It's not about someone being ruling over you and just being some tyrant over you. You understand? Once again, it goes back to the scripture that we said. It has to be within the scope of the Lord, right? What was that in that we read is in Slovakia. Was it in Ephesians 5 and 22?
that's what we just read.
Oh, I mean Slovakia. Was it in Corinthians 7 and 2? Might have been in Colossians, but either way it goes.
3 and 18, Colossians.
Colossians 3 and 18, where it said, as in the like within the Lord, man. Like Your husband can't tell you to do something crazy. Him telling you to go to the store is not him telling you to sin. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you shouldn't be mad because you have to go do something that he's telling you to do. If he's telling you to clean up the goddamn house, you shouldn't be mad because he's telling you to clean up the house. You should submit yourself as if, you understand, as if you following a commandment of the Lord, man. You following a commandment of your husband. Your husband is telling you something that's not, just like the commandments the Lord give us, is not something that's going to hurt you, something to better your situation. You shouldn't be sitting there with like, well, why you ain't do nothing? You ain't did nothing. You ain't going to talk to the Lord like that. You know what I'm saying? And we're not putting your husband, once again, on the same level as the Most High. The point of the matter is following that commandment and having that same train of thought of not questioning something.
Right.
If you're questioning your husband constantly, we definitely know you questioning the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can see your husband, right?
Right.
You can't see the Lord. So if you ain't believing in what your husband's telling you to do, well, you can see your house ain't clean, or this ain't nothing, we need you to go do this or do that or pay the bill on time or something. You know what I'm saying? That he may not have time to do, or whatever it is. Whatever, you're going through. If he's telling you to do that and you have a hard time following that instruction, how the hell are you going to stop being a whore? How the hell are you going to restrain from sleeping with another man? You know what I'm saying? How you going to restrain from doing drugs? How you going to restrain from, you know what I'm saying, anything? If you're the man who's in front of you, who you supposedly lay down with and love, you know what I mean? And these things that you tell, and you can't follow him, but you're going to follow someone you can't see. You know what I'm saying? That's in the scriptures, man. If you can't love the people that's in front of you and follow those orders, then you definitely ain't going to be able to follow the Most High or love the Lord, man. Was that it on Ephesians 20, 22, and 23? Did we get to 23?
Allah, we're going to do 23.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body.
Man, once again, this goes back to that structure we just talked about, man. That husband being the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church and the savior of the body, man. That's heavy, man. Christ's role, we know what he did, man. How he died for us to live, right? For us to have this chance to be redeemed for our sins, Christ gave up his life. So if the Lord is saying your husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. So what does that mean as your husband in relation to the body? Your husband is gonna, he is that person that's gonna have to be willing to give his life, you understand, for your family, right? That husband is someone who has to be a protector, you understand, is willing to sacrifice for the betterment of the family, man. You understand? And that's why he gets that respect, because he should take on that duty and that obligation just as Christ took on that duty and obligation to lay down his life for us to live. You understand? So let's drop that and let's go to Ephesians, go down to 28. We'll get back on the men too, man.
Verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies.
Men, love your wives as your own bodies, man. Because you are you're the head of that body. You're going to have to sacrifice for that body, right? You got to be willing to die and lay down, because you think of a body. Why is it being compared to a body, right? Do anybody know? When we talk about a body, go ahead.
The body has multiple different functions. And if the man is the head, the man has to be the deciding point, the deciding body part to basically tell what the arms and the legs and everything else, like what to do and when to do it.
Right. Because like you said, the other parts of your body can't function without the brain, right? Without the head. You got a head, your arms ain't moving if that head is severed, right? That head is gone, the arms and stuff, they can't move on their own. You know what I'm saying? The legs ain't moving, you just got a body there, a dead body at that. You get what I'm saying? So when we talk about it being a man loving the wives as their own bodies is meaning, man, it goes back to that union of a man and woman being one flesh. That body, the head too. If it's a brain, it don't have no one. If it's a brain without a body, it doesn't have anybody, right, to give orders to or to tell to do something. It has no function of itself. So you got to love that body just as much as you love yourself, because you knowing that you're the head of the household is not good enough. You still have to have that body. You still have to have respect for the other members. Even though you're a commander and you're ahead of this person and you're giving the orders out, you still got to love them. You can't be no goddamn tyrant and be some dictator and just tell somebody what to do with no regard of who they are and their feelings and certain things. Not every instance you got to consider, because women have a lot of feelings. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just get too emotional with it. But you take into consideration who she is, how she feels about something, obviously, right? You want this dynamic to function properly, right? So we thinking of a well-oiled machine. You gotta be accountable for everything that you're giving, everything that you're telling the body to do. So if I don't love you and you're a part of my body, right? It's like if you're working out and you only love your legs, but you don't love your arms. You got some weak ass arms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to love the whole body. If you're the head and you're making everything function, you got to want every part of that body to be strong, man. And that's having a strong wife, having strong children, right? Because they all come as a part of that body. You understand? So, is that it on that?
Kind. Oh, so like, he that loveth his wife loveth himself.
That's right. He that loveth his wife, man, loveth himself, man. So you showing love to your wife is just showing a reflection of the love that you have for yourself, because she is that one flesh. You understand? She is the completion, right, of that body. That head can't function without the body ain't functioning without the head. You understand?
Right.
We understand that dynamic. The Lord said the man is over the woman, and Christ is over the man, and the Lord is over all of us. Right? So at the end of the day, man, this is the dynamic that the Lord has set up for us to follow. You go against this dynamic in this partnership, and you're going to be alone. You're going to be a part of that 60% of failed marriages, man. You're going to be a part of that 36% of failed marriages if you're over the age of 25, man. You're going to fall into that scope. Your children are going to grow up. Obviously, the body is not going to function properly. Not saying the children can't function, but it's going to be that much harder. You understand? On you. While you know what I'm saying? While that head is severed from that body, and that body is severed from that head, man. So this is why it's important that we remember it's better to be together than be alone, man. The Lord, I said, 2 is better than 1. 3 is damn strong. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna drop that, and we're gonna get into a different relationship, right? We're gonna get into a friend, man, and brothers, man. Go to Proverbs 17 and 17.
17 and 17.
Yeah.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity.
Man, a friend loveth at all times, man. Meaning you got to have love for one another, man, each other. Your brothers, the people you understand that start out as your friends, man. That's how we started, right? We started out as just friends. We come together in this truth, in this nation, and our brotherhood is born from starting out as friends, man. Starting out as just brothers with a like mind, right? We coming together to try to, you understand, learn about the Most High, man. You understand? Learn about what's our role in in the scheme of this nation, man. Right? That's what we started out. We wanted to figure out how can we get salvation? How can we save ourselves, our family? How can we be obedient to the Most High? And from that, we became brothers, man. We found out that because we share the same understanding, even though we're not nowhere near a husband and wife dynamic, but we're brothers, man. We share a different dynamic. However, we are working on the same goals, just like as if a marriage is working towards a goal, but it's a different goal, right? Because it's family, right? This is a different bond. It's a different union, man. This is a friend starting out as a friend. Read that from the top.
A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity.
Right? A brother, read that one more time.
A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity.
What does that mean, man? A brother is born for adversity, man. What does that mean? That's heavy right there. Who can break that down? Who can break down that whole scripture, man? Go ahead, all right.
A brother being born for adversity, it's only a real brother. Real family is actually what gets you through like those hard times.
So you're saying a brother, say it one more time? So like it.
So like a brother is someone that is actually willing, like your real family, your real brother is going to be always be someone who's going to be willing to go through the whole thick and thin and help you get through those hard times. And also likewise, you do the same for him as well.
Right. Tazawar, you want to add to it? No, that's heavy. Give me a little bit more. What you said is absolutely right. Also, too, we can add to it, right? It's when we think of that scripture, it's saying you may start out as friends, right? And you pretty much you don't know what each other is made for, what each other's built for, right? You starting out as you just friends, y'all have like things in common, right? Like how we started out. We all come to this truth to learn, and we come to, save ourselves and change and become, a new man, right? We started out in the world, we was doing certain things, then we like, damn, okay. We all come together. This brother's going through the same thing, if not different, the same similar things that I'm going through, right? We all battling oppression, affliction, you understand? So out of that, you get, right? Once you get to know each other, once y'all go through that fire together, a brother who is, is solid, right? Being born for adversity, man, is saying that that brother right there, he ain't finna run or fold because he knows no cowards, man.
Right.
That's the creed we live by. You got to be a warrior. You got to be strong in this camp. He's going through, the same things and the same understanding that you're going through with that strength. You might see a brother and look at him like, well, I don't think everybody got different backgrounds. You might be like, well, I don't know if he can battle, but I know one thing, he ain't gonna give up. You know what I'm saying? He might not be the best fighter, but I know he ain't gonna run. As opposed to somebody in the street who just always remain your friend. You got people that they remain your friend for life, and y'all never really been through nothing. You don't know how they gonna handle when the going get tough. And y'all gotta think of the Kentucky 8.
Right.
Hold your point real quick. Those brothers knew that they could lean on each other, man. It's because of the brotherhood. A brother was born through the adversity of them going to camp together, them eating and breaking bread together. You understand? Spending time with each other, in class together, traveling together, Passover. All of these things you get in that camaraderie, and these brothers is solid. They dedicated just as much as me. So if something goes left, like with the Kentucky 8, where it's time for us to hold strong in battle, you know that you're going to war with solid people.
Right.
So that's that. Go ahead with your point. That's that affliction or adversity that's coming.
I was just
You know what
gonna
I'm
like just add on with like a friend loveth at all times. Like anybody can technically be your friend. Like you could be a friend with with Esau. But the thing is a friend only loves you for as long as you benefit them. That's
Right.
why so they're only your friend while you benefit them, and then to carry on into brothers born for adversity. Because I mean, Kentucky 8, with whatever had happened, with all that had happened, you can't necessarily say that. Well, okay, that's kind of a bad example. But like for you to be getting jumped or whatever, that doesn't necessarily benefit me. In aside from the bond of our brotherhood, like does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like it's not going to benefit me helping you out the way that how I always invite my so-called friends to the cookout and they always get to eat. It's not going to benefit the same way. We get a different benefit through that adversity. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Once again, you hit it right on the head, man. Like you get closer, man. You're gonna grow closer with these people that you go through stuff with. You know what I'm saying? You over here battling next to a person and going through affliction with each other, man. That's gonna grow a bond for life. Those 8 brothers are never gonna forget how they battled with each other, man. If you somebody who you ain't never battled with someone, you understand? And even if it's you battling your own sins, you're battling whatever it is. Our job together in this city is to uh, conquer Nevada. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
whole state. So this is its own battle. We may have to go to war and physically battle, or it might but we definitely gonna have to do the spiritual battle
Right.
with each other. So this is what's gonna birth our brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? It's through the adversity of how we're gonna figure out how to make this work out here in Nevada. We're gonna need every part of this body. We're gonna need everybody to do their role, man. You understand? To work towards that goal. Everybody in this camp is just as important as the next person. I need y'all to rank up and be better than me. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we can have strong leadership all across the board. You get what I'm saying? Everybody understanding what's at stake, man. You understand? Was that it on that?
Okay.
All right, so drop that and give me Proverbs 18 and 24.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 24. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly. And there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
Man, that's heavy right there, man. Who can break that down? Stars of War?
I mean, it seems pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you have friends, you have to present yourself amongst that crowd to be accepted. A man that has friends must show himself friendly. You're around your friends, you present yourself in a manner in which your friends would accept you. That's the manner in which you behave. And there's a friend that's sticking closer than a brother. Just because you share the same mother and father don't necessarily mean that you're on the same path and on the same page as everybody else. You may have a person who come from the mud just like you, but don't share the same parents that you can relate to more than the very own blood relative.
Right. You want to add to that? You got the second part for sure, but that first part is a little, you got to tie it all in together. It's not literal on that first part. Go ahead.
The first part, I basically thought it was the same thing where, you basically have to appear friendly to whatever they got going on. So, like, you got a friend who's Christian. A lot of Christians like to get, offended with the things that we say. As long as we don't bring in have ISUPK talk, we're all good and whatnot, because he doesn't want that type of he doesn't want to be afflicted like that. He wants everything to be friendly and cordial, basically.
Yeah, sis, you want to comment?
Does that have anything to do with my brothers who come through the work of the Lord? Like being friends in that sense?
Yeah, do. Definitely do. That's exactly what it's talking about. But all right, so think of it like this. Y'all not wrong. It's just that it's saying a man that have friends must show himself friendly, right? So you think of a man who is looking, he's not looking for brothers. He's looking for friends. So he's the type of person that's a people pleaser, right? You understand? He's someone who's I'm not looking for nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? That's of any relevance of you dying for me or fighting for me. I'm not expecting you to go give me everything you got once because you're just a friend. You're just somebody who you understand who I like on the grand scheme of everybody else that's my friend, right? You understand? Meaning like I could be a person that have many friends, right? I could have a bunch of people that's just good people. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you could be friends with a white person. You could be friends with whoever. You could be friends with whoever you want because you're not depending on them for nothing. You're just friendly. You're just a friendly guy. I get along with all people. Everybody's my friend. Anybody that doesn't steal or hurt me or cause any pain to me, they're friendly. They're my friends. But it's gonna be somebody who might have to chastise you. It's gonna be somebody who might have to tell you, you wrong. You bogus. You did that wrong. And might have to give you some sort of correction. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody who's gonna love you better than just some person you're nice to. You know what I'm saying? Or that's nice to you. You get what I'm saying? It's deeper. There's a deeper relationship than just someone who is and even in your family, right? Like you might have a brother who he's just nice to you because he's your brother. Y'all was born together. You know he love you because he's your brother. You all he know, y'all grew up together or whatever. Y'all flesh and blood, right? But then you know when it's time to do something that you're into or that you feel is important, you might have to go deal with that person that you thought was just your friend, but he's ready to ride for you the same way you ready to ride for yourself. And that brother that you have, he might not necessarily be, he's just loving you because he's your brother. You know what I'm saying? He might not be ready for war. You might not know. You might know that. You might know. You're gonna know how strong your brother is. You're gonna know what he can do and what he's good at and what he's not good at. But there might be that friend that's tailor made for your friendship that's gonna push you to that limit. That's gonna give you the right type of correction, the right type of love. You understand? That's gonna make you a better person. That's why I'm saying a friend that Salaki, let me pull it.
Friend that's sticking closer to a brother
than a brother, right? Because there's a lot of friends that's gonna show him. There's a man that have friends, and there's gonna be a lot of people that you go in your life. You're just gonna be naturally cool with, and you're gonna meet. You're a nice guy. You're a good guy, fun guy. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna meet people, and they're gonna be cool, and they're gonna, they're gonna have good times. Then there's that one friend that he's built for the long run. He's built for the adversity. He's built for the battles. He's built for the spiritual warfare that you're gonna gravitate to. That's gonna be stronger than any relationship that you have, man. Any brother that you were born with, any you know what I'm saying, man, childhood friend that you grew up with. You get what I'm saying? Anybody in your life that you thought was nice people because you're a nice guy. You understand? And you are the type of person that's a fun, loving person and all that. And then you met a bunch of nice people. And they all gravitated to your fun personality. There's one guy that gravitates to you because he really want to see you win, want to see you successful, want to see you survive, want to see you have a long lasting life. So like, you all right? The onions getting to you? Open the door or whatever y'all need to do. Or take a step out over there and stand back a little bit. We almost done anyway. All right, so we're going to drop that and we're going to go to We're gonna go to Proverbs 17 and 17, man.
You did that one.
No, we did. Oh, Salakia, you're right. Salakia. Proverbs 27 and 17. Tazawar, read that when you got it.
You said 27 seconds?
Yeah, Proverbs 27 and 17.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse 17 reads, "Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend."
Man, so this friend that we're talking about, man, we're talking about a friend that is gonna sharpen you, man. That's what we're talking about when we speak on he's sticking closer than a brother. That's what we're talking about. That iron sharpening iron, man. Read that again from the top, Tazawar.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse 17. "Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend."
What is the countenance? Look up the word countenance. Bible Kashaf. Read the definition. I don't. Yeah, but read the. We want that actual definition. Not saying you're wrong. I'm just want that. It may be more than one.
Countenance. A noun. Support. She was giving her specific countenance to the
No,
occasion.
don't read the example. Read only the definition.
Admit as acceptable or possible. Support in a person's face or facial expression.
So you said it means support or facial expression.
Support and admit as acceptable or possible.
Support and admit as acceptable or possible. So what we getting from that is the support. So when we read that, it's saying a man, iron sharpen iron. So a man sharpen the support of his friend. Meaning what though? What does that mean when it's saying support or countenance or whatnot? What is that talking about? We know the definition of countenance of his friend. So we're saying the support. He makes his friend what? So simple. All right. Go on.
Can you read the definition one more time? Spot.
Read the part, the one that has the support in it, definition.
That's it. It just says.
Oh, support. That's hold on. All right, so let me get it real quick. So,
It gives you a sentence.
all right, 1 second. Let me look at how you spell it.
Sharpens the support of your friend.
Countenance.
You know, you
All right, there we go. Yeah, so support. So that's the definition that we're looking for as a noun. It means support, right? So what are we talking about is in reference to iron sharpening iron? So a man sharpened the support of his friend. So what does that mean?
So it's basically while you sharpening me, I'm sharpening you, so that at all times, the way that the support that you're sharpening on me to support you, basically, it's a bouncing effect, a ping pong bouncing effect, where my support strengthens for you, which also strengthens your support for me.
Facts. You right, but when you're saying it, you're making it a little bit more difficult. It's just strength, right? So no, I was just saying sometimes we be trying to make it more than what it is. When we think of right, no, it wasn't. No, you was right. You ultimately said it, but I was just like, all you have to say is strength, right? So when we think of it's talking about iron sharpening iron, so a man sharpening the strength of his friend. So you're making each other stronger. When you're working towards each other and y'all having that bond and y'all all coming together, man, like that. Like once again, the Kentucky 8. What we do in this school is we make sure that everybody's strong, man. I don't want it to be where I'm surrounded by a bunch of young men and troopers. That's a good for a certain point, right? We need y'all to be officers. We need y'all to rank up. We need y'all to get sharpened. You understand? Because we're depending on you to be strong. This brotherhood relies on strength, man. This is what our community lacks, strength. There is no strength in our community because iron isn't sharpening iron. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's thinking, I can do everything alone. When you're thinking in this type of manner, you're going to have weaknesses. You're not going to be able to sharpen each other, man. You're not, if I got to depend on you, how can, if I want to see a rock succeed, right? That means I got to work with a rock. A rock is dependent on me to tell him how to handle certain situations so he can gain that. If he don't have it already, you know, a rock is a sharp brother. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something that you don't have or you feel like you can get from me, I can't be stingy with the information and feel threatened by your questioning or you know what I'm saying, me giving you the knowledge. I need you to know everything that I know.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And more. So you're going to be just as strong as me. We can't have weak links. In your household, your wife needs she needs to know certain things too so she can be up to speed. So we can't have weak links in our family, in our household. We're dependent on each other, man. We're sharpening each other so that we can have the strength and the stability for us to overcome everything that we're going to face. Because the Lord never said you're not going to face nothing. The Lord ain't telling you that you're going to come into this truth and that you're going to follow these law, statutes, and commandments and you're not going to be tried. How the hell he going to know you strong? How can you know you strong if nobody's putting no goddamn weight on you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't tell me you strong if you ain't lifting no damn weights. Right? That don't even make sense.
Right.
In the strongman contest, do they just go off how you look?
Wow.
I'm just being real, and we can take that literally, right? You see the strongman competition, they ain't just up there buff. You like, because sometimes the strongest man,
smallest one,
and he don't look, and he ain't got the most ripped muscles.
Right.
He ain't all cut up like you would think, right?
Right.
Mark Henry, I remember one year was the world's strongest man, right? The wrestler. Go look at Mark Henry. He ain't never looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So you can look the goddamn part, man. Look like you strong. You can look like you know what's going on and you with the business. But the only way we're gonna find out what we got, man, is to see you lifting weights, man. We gotta put some weight on you. You understand? The Lord is gonna put some weight on you, man. That goes to your wife. That goes to you. You understand? That goes to your brotherhood. The Lord is gonna try you and see what you got. See if you're gonna hold or fold. And when you bend and you go back into the world and you sin and you continue to fall short, you understand? That's when the Lord gonna know you're not strong enough. You need more work. And you're gonna pray that He send you reinforcements. You're gonna pray that He send you brothers to continue to sharpen you.
Right.
You understand? To continue to strengthen you. That's what this scripture is talking about. Strengthening each other, man. This is what you want to have in your household. You want to be working with each other. And the way it's going to happen is brothers have to come around. You understand? You have to be around brothers. We have to have these conversations. You have to be in class to get the knowledge, to know that you even need to be strengthened. You get what I'm saying? You might know you weak, but then you need to hear it again. I need to be stronger. I need to do this. I need to work on this. This is the stuff, the conversations you can have. Y'all, ain't nothing wrong with y'all calling a brother and asking a brother about a scripture or calling, how do I handle this problem? These are the things that people in the world don't like to do. They don't like to come and get counsel. They don't like to talk things over with each other. Everybody wants to work at their problems and go at them alone. The most successful people are teams. The most successful people go at things together, man. You understand? You're not going to get it alone. And that's bottom line, man. I don't care who says what. You're not going to get it done. We're not going to build. The kingdom is not going to come with one man. Christ is not waiting. I mean, Christ, we think we're waiting for Christ. Christ waiting on us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? While the whole world is waiting for one man to return, you understand? He's waiting on his people to come together, to strengthen, so he can come to return to a strong, a solid structure. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to come home to somebody who smoke weed every now and then when they get stressed out. He ain't coming to save that person. That person is weak. That person don't want strength. Person want to give in to his demons. He ain't coming home to some man coming back to save some man that's weak under his woman. They can't do the work of the goddamn Lord because they woman won't let them out the goddamn house, man.
Right.
He ain't coming home he not coming to save that person. That brother got to gird up his loins and be around the brotherhood and become stronger. Get strengthened, man. The woman ain't strengthening you. She ain't teaching you these law, statutes, and commandments, how to fight. She's actually going to make you weaker if she's not pushing you out the door to go do the work of the Lord. You understand? So we going to, is that it on that? On 27 and 17?
Okay.
All right. All right, so let's drop that and go let's drop that and go to 1 Peter 3 and 8. Baba Kasha. What the hell is that? That's stuff? It's a lot.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 8. Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another. Love as brethren. Be pitiful. Be courteous. Verse 9.
No, leave it right there. So, man, what the Lord is bringing out, man, once again, man, have one mind. Have compassion one of another, man. Love is brethren, man. Don't love as friends, man. That's what we bringing out. Don't just look at this man as another one of your friends that you know. This is one of my many friends. You're more important than my own brothers, man. You more important than anything. You understand? This brotherhood, man. Any
Right.
friend that I meet or anybody that I'm cool with that I like my brothers who's serving the Most High and going to war with me and going to battles with me more than I like them. You understand? Because I don't have love for you just because you're a rock and you're just, you know what I'm saying, a fun guy. You know what I'm saying? and you let me beat you in Madden. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that it's bigger than that. It's deeper than that, man. I got love for my brothers because y'all are my brethren, man.
Right.
Because you're willing to sharpen yourself. You're willing to be in these classes, whether you got to go to work, got to go get this, make time to come to these classes. And that's big of y'all, man. Give yourself a hand for making sure y'all was here today. You understand? Come to these classes, man. Everybody get at home. If you tune in, you watching, give yourself a hand for following us online if you're not able to make it, man. You understand? Because this is what this brotherhood is about and this sisterhood is about. It's about us being on one mind, man, and us sticking together and us sharpening each other. This is what this class is for, man. This is how we sharpen. This is how we strengthen each other, man, when we going through adversity and we going through tough times, man. And it's definitely important to have, money and things like that to help you, and you don't got to depend on nobody. That's nice. But how do you stop your family from milking you dry of all your money? You know what I'm saying? Who can you go to then when you can't? You got money, but you don't know how to manage it. You don't know what to do because every time you look up, you got people draining your money, or you got to go do this and you got to do it, and you sitting there puzzled like, well, I thought it'd be easier to have money. I thought I could solve all my problems. And you get it, and it's a whole new can of worms. You know what I'm saying? So once again, be of one mind, having compassion one of another, and love as brethren. Be pitiful and courteous, right? When it's saying be pitiful, it's not saying be pitiful in the way we think, right? Let's look that up. Look up that word pitiful in the Bible, man. Look that up and read the definition that applies to this, right?
Pitiful, adjective, to be compassionate.
Yeah. Be compassionate. Bottom line, have some goddamn compassion for one another. You see somebody going through something, stop trying to take another brother's head off or be in competition with each other. This ain't no goddamn competition, man. There's nothing wrong with you challenging, you sharpening each other, and you testing each other to see what we made of. But stop challenging everybody, man. Everybody learns differently. Everybody moves at a different speed. We're trying to get everybody up to speed, man. Have some goddamn compassion for those who haven't, been brought up to speed yet, man. Stop looking at the people in the world as if the Lord has forgotten them. Remember, you were a forgotten person if that's the case. But the Lord remembered you. So just know that the Lord is going to remember them as well. You understand? Do the work so that they can be remembered, man. You can read verse 9. Read verse 9, man.
Not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
Man, don't render that evil for evil, man. Look up the word railing. We got to define these words, man, so we can get proper understanding. Right? You don't want to render that evil for evil, man. You don't want to do something to somebody just because they did it to you, man. Somebody spoke to you in a way that was disrespectful, so in return, you're going to disrespect them. Learn to have some goddamn respect and shut your damn mouth, man. Don't go out your way to be evil just because someone was evil to you, man. Have some goddamn compassion. Maybe that person didn't realize what they were saying. If you try a different approach, and maybe tell them, like, you don't have to talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Are you having a bad day? What's going on? What got you so upset that you feel like you got to disrespect me? You know what I'm saying? What do you need? Are you hungry? Or, you know what I'm saying? You need a drink or something? What's going on? Come at it a different approach, and you'll see how a different result. But the minute someone say something and you want to get a cop of goddamn attitude, or you want to go back and forth with them, where the hell are y'all getting? What are y'all getting at? Apply this to your goddamn households too. It's not just for you when you're in the streets, man. Because you never know. You might entertain some nigga that's ready, that's looking for somebody to kill. You get what I'm saying? Instead of you, and you could have calmed him down, and he could have been like, damn, you know what, man? It's some good people out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I showed, I thought the nigga was trying to talk to me crazy. You know what I'm saying? You might just make his day. You get what I mean? And be like, well, damn, I wasn't expecting that. And you vex that demon that's on that person. You understand? Because that demon could have been looking for blood. You know what I'm saying? And you would have been a victim thinking that you are. Thinking you can beat up everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because someone cut you off in traffic. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to go follow them. And, hey, we all do it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Get beside ourselves. But have some discipline and restraint, man.
You want the definition?
Yeah.
Rail, verb, complain or protest strongly and persistently about.
Man, so once again, don't be complaining because somebody else complaining.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Man.
And how many times y'all do that in your household? Your wife want to complain because you told her, you said you ain't like the way she cooked this, or you ain't like the way she did that. Now she want to complain, well, you don't do this. Yeah. All right, so we got a couple more scriptures and we're going to be done, man. Give me 2 Corinthians 13 and 11. And you hold for me, Taz of War, give me Romans 12 and 4.
13 and 11.
Yeah, 2 Corinthians 13:11, and tells us where you hope for me, Romans 12:4.
The book is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. Finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect. Be of good comfort. Be of one mind. Live in peace. And the God of love and peace shall be with you.
Man, this is the way you want to live your life, man. Be at peace, man. Don't try to make something harder than what it is, man. Don't go rendering that evil for evil that's going to disrupt your peace. Somebody offended you, let this stuff go, man. Let it go. Find comfort, man. Be perfect in that comfort, man. Be of one mind. Understand. Being of that one mind is understanding that the stress and the problems that people go through, man. You understand? Live in peace, man. And the God of love and peace shall be with you, man. Most High is a God of love and peace, man. He's going to be with you if you learn to treat others with that same peace and learn how to diffuse situations instead of enticing them. You know what I'm saying? Give me that Romans, man.
The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 4 reads, "For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office."
What does that mean? Does it work?
It's a lot of body parts, but every body part got its own function.
Right. Perfect. Keep reading.
Verse 5, "So we, being many, are one body in Christ, and every one member one of another."
And every one members one of another. Meaning what? A rock.
We all one member. So like for instance, the right arm's job might be to be spraying the Windex.
Right.
And every member is of that job. They all part of that one part, and then you got the other side with the left hand. To wipe the Windex off the window. All of them, they that part of that job to complete the one goal, which is to wash the window.
Facts. That's a good example. And just understanding that, like you said, it's a body. It has many members, and even those members have members. Right. You get what I'm saying? There's a breakdown on factions of who we are and how we are, man. Everybody has a role, starting with, the young men, troopers. You understand? Young men are to shed themselves for the world. Troopers the same. Keep fighting these demons. Then when you rank up, you understand, you have different responsibilities. Same thing with the Lord, man. You want to start out by working on yourself. Then you're able to help one another and provide, you know what I'm saying, for the greater cause of the nation, man. You can't do that if you worried about what the other member doing. Do your role.
Right.
You're given a task, do your task good. Don't worry about what the next person doing, how they doing their task, until that's your responsibility. If that's your responsibility to make sure everybody's doing their task, then you got to worry about what everybody else is doing. But in the beginning, everybody's going to have a role of worrying about their goddamn self, man. You understand? Making sure you're not sinning, making sure you're fighting demons, making sure you're learning and you're being sharpened and strengthened. You understand? We're going to drop that and we're going to end it on, we're going to end it on, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 11, man. Read it when you got it, Baba Kashak. Whoever got it. Well, we got to read it.
The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 11. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do.
So, once again, the Bible is telling you to come together, man, and edify yourself, man. Edify each other, man. What does that mean, man? To edify one another. Go ahead. Tell the world.
Correct someone if they're wrong, or assist in helping in what they thought they had right.
Right. Teach each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Teach one another. This is what our goals are, man. We are to come together, comfort each other, man. Be here, work together. Remember, 2 is better than 1. And you're not going to get this job. You're not going to make it in this kingdom without unity. So everybody needs to drop all that individuality, come together, and remember, it is better to be together than to be alone, man. With that, class dismissed, man.